And good morning.
Ooh, talk about live video.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have what little bit we've got this morning. We apologize. We've had issues, and I really don't know what's wrong.
That cord ain't hooked to nothing on either end, is it?
No. Stuff is broke, and we don't know why at this point.
And our engineering department's working for NASA somewhere.
Yeah, they need to wake up, take the day off, and fix this. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going to have some voices in the background since camera 2 and 3 and 1 no longer work. We're down to camera 4. So
yeah, the Oompa Loompa camera.
Yeah.
I really do look orange today, don't I?
I ain't commenting on that, Odie. I'm going to leave well enough alone. We apologize for the inconvenience today. We've got the bikers coming in today to talk about a big special event that's going to be happening right around the corner. As we are late, I think it's just as important that we don't skip things that we normally do. One thing that we do every morning at 6:30 is have a good little message from the good Lord up above. So we're gonna revert back to 6:30 and grab this little message, and we'll be right back as we travel along with more information of what's going on and what's going to happen. We'll be right back.
Moving on with Proverbs, 10:14 says, "Wise men store up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool invites ruin." Someone who is wise doesn't just focus on gaining more and more knowledge, but that person stores knowledge with the hope of putting it to good use. Storing up knowledge can not only help us know what to say, but how and when to say it. We see this play out in social media. There are those who can articulate things by using their knowledge wisely, and what they say is not only factual, but useful and uplifting. But there are those who put out a bunch of foolishness because they have no idea what they're talking about and don't really seem to care. What these foolish people say may be factual, but it's of no good use. It can only serve to stir up trouble. Part of being wise is knowing when to say something about what you know. Speaking too freely and too frequently can cause all kinds of trouble, even to the point of despair or ruin. Followers of Jesus Christ should set the tone with this. Not because we know so much, but because our purpose in all we do is to reflect the image of Christ and bring glory to God. That's good knowledge for all of us, and living this way can limit the amount of foolishness in our world. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. You know, we were just putting a picture of Odie up and just talking in the background and letting you imagine it as radio there for a little while.
Well, we were trying to find a filter on Facebook that we could have used, but we couldn't find one good enough.
Make us look better?
Yeah.
Ooh, have mercy. Let's start out early this morning as you were getting up, folks downtown, and somebody went by and goes, "There's a dude in the street." So they picked up the phone and they called the police department. Then they called Metro and said, "Why don't y'all ride over and take a look at this old boy?" Sprawled out in the middle of the street. Matter of fact, let's just do an illustration, Odie.
Yeah, he was just sleeping.
Yeah, there he was. Well, I think Jerry Lee Lewis comes to mind. What made Milwaukee famous has made a loser out of me. Stretched out right there. Whoops, wrong button there. We went dark there for a moment. Near the Mississippi First Mississippi Federal Credit Union in the street. We do think he may have had a teeny bit too much to drink and thought that was a great place to lay down.
Yeah, I mean, that was a firm mattress, right?
Yes, sir, Bob. The great news is he didn't get run over.
That's good. People were watching.
That occasionally will happen when you've had a wee bit too much to drink there.
Yeah. You don't care. Just lay down.
Yeah. So everything worked out in the end, and he's going to be okay. But what happened somewhere along, and I guess this has to do with laws, used to there was a such thing as they called a drunk tank. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
And nowadays I think they call an ambulance if you're passed out on the street instead of going, "Come on, buddy, you're coming on back," going like Otis would do, kind of sleep it off.
And I think they've got to make sure now, because there's so much out there, you don't know what kind of drugs you're taking, or if it's just plain poison, or what's going on. You know, the days of hippies smoking a joint and hanging out in the backyard listening to music is over. Now
No,
you
they
got
do it
all
in
this
the
other stuff.
They do it in the street now.
Well, or just ride down the road smoking it. I mean, my glaucoma's gotten better over here lately. Some of these places you've drugged me.
You could be at a red light and go,
All right, I just hit a skunk.
I've been at a few wrecks in downtown Meridian and thought, woo, I got to go.
And now with everybody's lawsuit, oh, I want to sue somebody. You take somebody to the drunk tank because they're drunk.
Well, you can't do that anymore, I guess.
Yeah, so we got to go get you checked out with medical.
There are so many things in the world that go on just like that, that makes no rhyme nor reason. Somebody can be guilty and get out on a technicality. It's day in, day out. We watch all this. Boy, the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department was busy last night. Did I tell you about that?
I heard a bleep of something, but then I saw something on your page where they were out and about going.
Yes, sir. They were out on Highway 19 South, and they took a little detour trip up toward Marion. Let me paint this picture for you. Here we go toward Marion.
Here we go.
106 miles an hour.
Ooh, we running.
We are. We got a white Infinity in front of us that, is refusing to stop.
Ooh, a white
You with me?
Infinity. Hadn't we been on an Infinity chase before?
We have. We get up to the cotton gin.
All right.
We'd kind of take it sideways, and we head back to Marion.
So that was drifting.
That was drifting. We drifted around the cotton gin, and we come back south to Marion. Marion is waiting by to get in on the chase with this also. They would roll right on up to the 4-lane and do a drift to the left there and go down Newell Road.
So that's okay, almost by Nick and.
Oh, yeah, they went right by Subway. Kind of sideways there. I'm sure it's on camera if I call Nick and ask him for that beautiful bean footage.
Hey, Judge. When the judge has a recording of you driving by, I wonder if that's admissible in court.
We would move right on up, Odie, as we get near North Hill Street and Highway 39.
Yeah.
Well, it's too far to go across the 4-lane to get to the southbound lane. So let's just take the northbound lane and head south into Meridian. You with me?
Okay. So we're doing the opposite side of the highway.
Correct.
Did he stay in the right lane?
He stayed in the right lane.
That's why you should stay in the left lane.
And we really urge that. No joking about this. If you're on a 4-lane lane, say
Yeah, one of them 4-lane roads, you stay on the right-hand side and out of the passing lane because this dude may be coming up his right-hand lane.
Correct.
And you hit that way, and you don't want to do that. So always travel in your right-hand lane on a 4-lane highway. Just when you top a hill around a curve, you're not surprised by a car coming the wrong way.
So we got to mash the gas, get back up to 103, 104 miles an hour.
Right, we're southbound on the northbound lane of Highway 39.
Right. Okay. We got to go on past Walmart, right through that rail. I think we ran it. We would slide on down and let's take a left-hand turn, Odie, and let's get to where our pictures begin here this morning as we make it to St. Francisville. And here we are. Let's play here. Here's the blue lights as we would leave the Infinity and think, well, now it's time to run on foot. Here we go across here. This is sitting right in front of St. Francisville.
And like 4th Avenue or something like that up in there?
Yeah, you take a left. It's set
behind the old Superstop.
Yeah, which is a Sefco now. And they would leave the Infinity and run off in the bushes. And, well, it worked. They're still on the run somewhere. Now, I think they still got their tennis shoes. They didn't run out of theirs like a few of the others we've had. But they did get away. Now, of course, tag numbers kind of lead you to where somebody is. But whatever it was 2 fellas there. And they just kept right on running there. One in red shorts, another in white T-shirt.
If you got that area and you have a doorbell camera, look in there and see.
Yeah. But
see where they are.
did
send the dog. Yeah, send the dog.
I think they've done that too, and they just kept right on running. They had them an energy drink last night.
They had them something.
Yes, sir, Bob. And they got away. Another thing that we need to discuss is we talked about this, and let's just show you how this happens here. This is the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. This is a situation of a car that was stolen out of Clark County in December. It's been taken, and it hadn't been found. And the Sheriff's Department stumbles up on this late, not yesterday, but the day before. Today is Thursday, so this would have been late Tuesday evening is when this would have happened.
Yeah, that's right.
If I get my days straight here. And this car would have been taken out of, allegedly, let me use that word, allegedly. We always use words like that in case there's some type of mix-up somewhere along the way. But the tag number on this car would come back that, well, it didn't belong to the people that were in it. And as we go to the Walmart parking lot, when I tell you I got 3,800 messages of something going down up at the Walmart, we got a lot of messages. And this guy, you have to give credit to whoever's driving the car. They did exactly what they were told by the sheriff's department. This is what you do. You do not argue with police officers. You know, we got into a situation like that in Clark County a year or two or three ago with somebody that the police, it matched somebody's description. And you may be not guilty of whatever, but when 20 of them show up and they ask you if things drawn to step out quietly, please do so. Arguing don't help.
If I remember, it was a white car. He was a teacher, and it matched
something like that. Yeah, and he wasn't guilty of anything, but it matched the description of a car they were looking for.
And they just wanted to check it out.
Yeah. Now, as we pull up here, here's video. This is again right up by Lowe's, and this is the car that is in question. You've got deputies all around here. Let's hit play and watch what happens here. All right, he's getting out of the car. And hands are up. And that's what they get you to do is back up.
That's called a felony stop.
That's what that is called when that's done?
Yeah. They're not walking up to the vehicle. They're not going to go up to where they're in danger of something happening. You are a felon. That means
now, if you'll see
you're
here,
not thinking right.
There's somebody else right over there on the other side of the car. This person's being handcuffed. And again, this is textbook. If you're asked to get out like this, do so. This other fellow now is backing up, and he's going to sit down and do the exact same thing.
That's safety for you, and it's safety for the officer or the deputy that is having to deal with that situation. Just do what you're told to do, and they're not going to just throw you in the car and not talk to you. They're going to ask you who you are, what you're doing, you know why.
And you can explain, I'm innocent later.
Yeah, for the time being, part one is to do what they tell you to do.
Yes,
part
sir.
two is to say, okay, now look, this wasn't me, I can do this.
It's kind of like when the first shoe is chunked at you when you come in late. Do what she says. It'll be another shoe if you're not careful.
You got that right.
We'll be right back. More with Scotty Ray and Odie as well. We recapture what's gone on. It's kind of the old-fashioned Flintstone way this morning as we have some equipment broken. We certainly apologize for the inconvenience. We'll be right back with more.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian area, offering independent living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. And Odie being a smart aleck in between breaks to me. You just can't help it some days, kid.
Sometimes I just, and I like to do it closer to the end of the commercial so you're still discombobulated
but
when we go
at the end of the day, what he was being smart aleck about, he was really right.
I just, in emergency management, two is one and one is none. Maybe he needs to look at building a second studio.
Back up. And I think you're right.
Oh, mate. No, look, it's been a long time. We had little things with the camera, and then
Little?
you found out what the problem was and went
Yeah,
and bought
didn't-
another piece of equipment. Everything's been great. And then all of a sudden,
Boom.
squirrels got into it last night, and
It's a big squirrel, I think.
it was a it was
Possum.
a hiccup. But you know what? You didn't give up. Is it persevered?
I don't know what you call the word.
You pushed through. And look at us. We were just a hair late, but we are here. We're getting you the news. Somebody's got to get the local news out, and we're going to make sure that we
Absolutely.
get one kind of camera out there to do it.
Even if we have to hold a cell phone up to do it, we don't give up.
That's right.
Now, another thing that went on yesterday, I got a lot of comments about was why are the popo, or let's just call them the police, at 16th Street and 28th Avenue, and it was a pile of them.
Oh.
It was, what I guess the technical way to word it is there was a
All of them?
disturbance, and all of them. It was not a donut sale.
Oh.
But everybody come on out. This is the scene, and again, this is kind of crackly there, as we got a crack right there in the dash. My reporter refused to get out of the car.
Wait, have you bought them a jacket like you got? Or a vest?
That may be why they didn't want to get out. But at the end of the day, it was a couple of ladies that had a disagreement, and they were kind of going back and forth. And I think in the beginning it was told it was more to it than it was. So that's why the police presence closed in. But at the end of it, it was a big argument. And it may have been some folks detained at the end till they worked it all out. But that's what it was about. It was nothing major, because most people were thinking. I was sitting at J&J Tire, and it was like, whoo, 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 whoo. I got a good breeze as they went by.
You know, talking about the duties of the police and the safety that goes along with it, one of the most dangerous situations a police officer can find themselves in is a domestic violence.
Oh, you're never lied on that.
And it goes back to, I'd love to see, like you, two officers in a car. But when it comes to something like that, remember we had an officer that lost his wife.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of years ago because of a domestic violence.
Can you believe
situation.
it's been 2 years since then?
That's something.
We're almost at in a few weeks. I think it was June 9th. Am I correct?
Something
Arnold?
like that, right at 2 years before the guy even went to trial.
Yeah, and that just happened.
And that just happened last week, you know. So the most dangerous situation they can be in, and that's why they all showed up. I wouldn't blame them. They need backup on stuff like that.
Arnold made a comment to keep Trump in your prayers today, as we're most likely going to have some type of verdict today. But as we saw him come out yesterday, I think the way he worded it, even in the face of everything coming at him, he cracks a joke and it'll make you smile. He said, even Mother Teresa couldn't get through this court. And I think he's got to be found guilty of something. They're not going to let him.
The thing is, though, and I've looked at some of them, or their reenactment, and there was a lot of laws broke by that court. And,
It is.
I'm afraid that.
But your opinion on this, and as we all sit back, y'all think on this. With what has happened with them coming after him so hard and heavy, will it make him bigger, or does it actually hurt him?
No, it's
Sometimes
making him
when you're
bigger.
attacked, it makes the public go, kind of like this guy, I feel like he's being picked on. And I don't know what the heartbeat of America is on this right now.
You've had liberal attorneys that come out and said, number one, hush money is not illegal. Doesn't matter. It's not illegal.
If someone agrees to accept something,
It's a non-disclosure act. You give it to them. It's done. Number two, Stormy Daniels said in an interview, written in her book, that she did not have any kind of sexual relations with Trump. But he didn't want any
and didn't
kind
her
of stuff
attorney go
out.
to jail too?
Yes, he did.
Ooh.
So that was done. Have you looked, and everybody out there, if you want a home, go look at the value of your home and then go find out what your home is worth, and it's two different things. But your home is worth whatever you and the bank and the next purchaser thinks it is. And when you go to the bank and say, hey, I want to borrow $500,000 and I've got this property worth $750,000 that I'll put up for collateral. That deal's between you and the bank that's giving you the money.
And if the bank says it's worth that, or
And
they
if
think
the
it
bank
is,
thinks it is,
that's just their
between
loss.
You and the bank has nothing to do with the court. So everything they've got him on is obsolete. Whether you like him or whether you love him or whether you hate him, whether you don't want him to ever be president again, the fact is the law was never broken.
Now, here's something to think on. The guy that was the former CEO of Chrysler, he was also the former CEO of Home Depot. Mm-hmm. He says it doesn't matter who it is, and the way he words it is the next president. He doesn't say if Joe goes back in. He doesn't say if Trump is elected. He says whoever goes back in, there's getting ready to be a crack in the economy. And he's predicted these things in the past of when chaos begins. He's saying that too much money has been borrowed and overspending over the last 4 years, and we have something major coming. Lord, I hope he's wrong. But
I mean, you can't keep living like this. China's already trying to sell 40-something billion of our holdings to whoever wants to buy it. Hello.
We'll see what becomes of all of this.
Giving
We'll watch
America away.
And as soon as we get a verdict on this later today, we'll pass this along. Hey, and we got something else to bring up to you. If you own a 2002 to 2006 Nissan Sentra, or a 02 to an 04 Pathfinder, or an 02 to an 03 Infiniti, might not be a good idea to drive that. They have airbags that are exploding. 30 deaths so far from them just firing off, and they're doing a recall on this. If you've got one, contact a local dealer and make sure yours is okay. We wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
That Takata airbag, which there's been issues with that Takata airbag.
Is that a particular brand? I'm not familiar with it. That's what it is.
It's been issues for so long.
It's 84,000 cars still in existence is what they're pulling up. 84,000 of them out there. And you know that there's some here.
Oh, they're everywhere. Ooh, buy American. Man.
Hey, did anybody notice the temperature in here dropped down to like 10 degrees in the last few minutes, or is that just me?
It did drop a little bit. Did your heater run off?
Man, I'm going to turn that thing on.
It was feeling good. You go get you a tan like this, you'll feel warmer.
Odie is hot everywhere he goes. Now, after he gets 90, I get warm.
I get
70, I'm a little nippy.
Oh, I wish we could buy American.
Oh, yeah.
We lost that ability back in the 90s when the Democrats gave it all away.
And so many people, and I do support Buy American, but Odie is so right. Even when you buy American cars, the parts aren't made in America.
Takata airbag.
Yeah.
All American cars, not just the foreign cars.
But you know, before we get our manufacturing plants back, and Lord, I hope we do, we're going to have a class with America of what American pride is, of taking that extra step. Me and Greg were talking about this. I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, of customer service, to where, you know, that's what your company is. You stop, you pause, you take care of your customer. Maybe you make a $5 sale off something. 2 weeks down the road, that could mean a huge account for you. You never know what doing something right will afford you later. And maybe it doesn't afford you anything. But you know what? You've done the right thing, and word of mouth is everything when you own a business. Same thing with a church. If you go to church, you're treated right. You're going to tell everybody how nice they were to you. Well, not always.
It depends on if the preacher steps on your toes.
Yeah.
I like a preacher step on my toes. That means he's telling me what I need to know.
But not everybody looks at it that way. But customer service is so important, and we need that in America to where used to when you saw that stamp made in America, by golly, it was the best thing on this earth. And that's what we need to bring back. See those flags behind us? That's what we want. I like those.
There's people out there probably don't know what that flag stands for.
Ooh, it stands
and don't
for a
know
lot.
what we just had Monday
Yep.
of the people that supported that flag with everything they had.
So many of y'all. We thank y'all, each and every one of y'all, for joining us this morning. A lot going on. We're going to go back in history next, and then we're going to see what's going on with the bikers. They're doing something great.
Help in our community, and a group of men and women that come together to provide that. Just stick around. We'll be right back.
Just $41 a month for this new Brother embroidery machine. Buy it local and get instructions for life, service, financing, the lowest price guaranteed, and take it home today at the Sewing and Vacuum Center in Meridian and So Select in Flowood and Hattiesburg.
Your next appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, drop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers. A showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen, Amana, and delivery is available. With a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. and by appointment after hours and weekends. Summertime has arrived and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts is located in downtown Quitman, directly across the street from the post office. They are your one-stop shop for all of your floral and gift-giving needs. They have everything you need to make those you care about feel special, from a fully stocked gift shop to roses, mixed flower arrangements, and plants. Whether it be a special occasion or just because, remember them in your time of need for all of your funeral floral arrangements. Call on Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts at 601-776-3010.
We're back. Thank you very much as we begin our This Day in History. Now, there's a lot of things that happened as we go back from time to time. We go back to 1916 of a guy that would end and come out of the Confederacy, and he'd go back to work for the U.S. of A. government. But boy, when he was in the ranks of the CSA government, he went behind enemy lines. And I don't know of anybody else that done this. They called him the Gray Ghost because you couldn't see him.
Because
he was slick.
Snuck up in there.
He snuck up in Ohio, and one of the few times, he'd done this 2 or 3 times, you'd have a camp set up. Him and his men would slip in, and they would arrest the commanding officer, as in the general on site, and slip him out in the middle of the night. They took one out in his underwear.
Poor fella.
He was good. The Gray Ghost, as we go back to remember him there. John Singleton Mosby, if you've ever heard that name. He was pretty slick there with what he done. You didn't want him against you, that's for sure. No. 1922, the dedication happened on this date. One of the biggest things that you'll see when you go to Washington, D.C. I love me some history when it comes to Washington. It really represents America in a time that, well, you've got to remember your history. As the Lincoln Memorial was open today. Like him or not, that's something important there. It has a lot of inscriptions there. And that picture of him sitting in that chair, I mean, is that not iconic or what?
I tell you what, that's huge. That is a huge statue.
It is. We're like yay tall up against that.
But it is, when you climb those steps and walk up in there, it's just an awe.
Did you ever? You were big into Westerns, weren't you?
Yeah, I loved Westerns.
A guy named Clint Walker was born on today, 1927. Anybody ever watch a thing called Cheyenne? Yeah, that was him. His birthday was today, back in 27. Big old boy.
He was a big one.
If y'all remember that Western, I liked it also. As we go back now, each of us have watched Married with Children at some point. You can't help but feel for poor Al.
Yeah.
He's a shoe salesman, number one. Then he goes home to Peg, and she eats bonbons all day. Poor Buck lays on the couch, and he's got 2 kids that just, well, they don't do anything.
Oh, yeah. One's hungry and the other one's dumb.
What was the car that he always pushed everywhere? What is that old wore-out Dodge Dart?
I can't remember.
What that
A duster.
A duster. And well, with anybody, they've got a best friend that always helps them through. And bless it, there's men out there that I know that are married to a Marcy. And we just...
Poor Steve.
Yeah, no.
No, the other one was
This
Steve.
is Jefferson.
Jefferson.
They switched on you and you weren't supposed to notice.
Yeah.
Jefferson was lazy. Let's just admit it. Who remembers Ted? He was Jefferson there, Mr. Pretty Boy. And he had to take everything that poor Marcy put on him.
Did.
I really like that show. One of my favorites. Anybody remember a guy named Ralph Carter? that ringing a bell
I
with you
wouldn't have
now?
known a name, but now, because that again was one of the funniest shows.
As we go back to good times.
Dynamite.
Yes, sir. That was it. And that was Michael, if I remember right.
That's him.
And what a cast that was. Chicago, I think, is where that was based out of. Everybody liked that. And that was a spinoff of the guy that, I don't know if you call it a spinoff, but it was a guy that done Archie Bunker, all of those shows back. Norman Lear, wasn't that his name?
I can't remember.
I could be wrong. I don't want to.
You had the Jeffersons that came off of
All in the Family.
All in the Family.
And this didn't have anything to do, but it was the same guy, if I am not mistaken.
Writer or whatever. They tried to remake that a couple of years ago.
It didn't work, did it?
No.
Some things it just can't be recast. Like if somebody was to redo Andy, I don't think it would work. It just, you've got to have those characters that everybody loves. Here's an old gal that she really was talented. She would break out on her own. Her daughter was recently arrested in Alabama for, well, we won't even go back into that. She's had it pretty tough there. I think she's still in jail, as a matter of fact. But Winona, she's got a birthday today, and we wish her a big one there. Born in 1964, all that red hair.
She had some red hair.
What was that song? Her biggest song, I think, was I Saw the Light in Your House Tonight.
I think
Where
so.
old boy didn't call her up, so she drives past his house, and she saw two shadows dancing. He cheating on me. Then Red Akins would have to record a song called That Ain't My Truck.
Yeah.
I liked it pretty
My
good.
truck.
Hey, that's somebody trying to sell me a warranty.
Is the car warranty out? We got a deal for you.
This is like a UFO sighting because you never see this guy. One of the few times that he was actually captured in a picture, and it's kind of blurry. But we're going to share it anyway in case you ever see him. You go, I know that guy. No, he doesn't look anything like this anymore. You'd have to do one of those. There's nothing current with a picture of him. I ain't never seen it.
Well,
And
I guess she doesn't want
And he did probably cause her biggest song to be a hit, Jolene, because he was hanging out at the bank too much. As we go back to remember Carl Dean. Married Dolly today, back in 1966. He's got a construction company, and, well, you never see him. Just literally. He does not come out and play.
She won't let him.
I don't know what that deal was. He just did not want to do that. Man, did you have any of those little motorcycles
Dang right, I had that
wind up?
I even had a bicycle from him.
Did
Had
you?
Shocks on the front of it. Yeah,
Did you jump?
I did.
Man,
Without
this
a
was,
helmet. We were tough back then.
if you think back, this was truly somebody that kids looked up to at the time. 1967 is when this would happen for the first time. In California, he would clear 16 cars as Evel Knievel's career began, and he was it on a stick.
Yes, he was. And his son Robbie, he's tried, but
You know, he passed away. Cancer
Robbie
got
did?
cancer
I
got him.
remember that.
Evel Knievel became a household name. It was great right up until that little incident there, and he had to go to prison.
Well,
And then he fell from being the guy you look up to.
Yeah. And, media at the time said, okay, we're through covering him.
They sure did.
He's not worth it. Well, media's not going to push that kind. Now media would be jumping on him
Oh,
like
yeah.
white on rice.
You're absolutely right. That's what happens. 1974, I played this for Odie the other morning because he didn't know the song.
Yeah.
Conway, of all the folks that ever stumbled through, they referred to him as a song's best friend. He was really a woman's best friend when you get down to it because Conway knew who he was singing to. And he sang to that group. He didn't go out here and try to do this big thing. He focused on that woman who was at home washing, cleaning, washing
herself.
dishes.
Yeah.
And he sang to her. And boy, they loved him for it. We go back to remember 1974, he recorded I See the Want To in Your Eyes. That's a country song, y'all, if y'all ain't heard it.
Yes, it is.
That little
Talking about country song, I watched a little country TV last night.
What'd you see?
Willie Nelson's 90th birthday party.
That was 20 years ago, wasn't it?
I think so. He sang on it again. But had a bunch of people that got on there. That was pretty cool.
He's going to end up like Elijah. They just going to put him in a corner somewhere, and he's going to be petrified.
And he was still picking and grinning and going. Of course, Snoop Dogg come out with him. Sang with George Strait. He sang with Sheryl Crow. It was a good little deal. Old Willie still kicking.
We go back to 1981, and this guy really knew how to capture what was going on in America at the time. New York City was not where you wanted to go. And if you went up there, it wasn't like home. Sometimes you bump into a few squirrels and a porcupine. That was mentioned in the song. As we go back to remember, I'm stuck up here and I got Dixie on my mind. Hank Jr. Boy,
He still got it.
75.
Still
Somebody help me. Hank Jr. that old?
And what was it? He fell 500 feet off a mountain?
Sure did.
And still going?
That's why he's got the sunglasses, one eyeball left.
Yeah.
They told him he'd never walk, sing, do any of that. And, well, he did.
Let's say, look at me now.
He's tougher than you think. But, you know, as you look back at the album cover here, as you look at that, there's that was kind of risque at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes you wonder, they need to do a reenactment of that picture of what those two girls look like now.
Now, Carl said, I guess you watched it last night, that his son sounded just like him. He did. When his son got up there, when Willie's son got up there and started singing, I looked at Amy and she looked at me. I was like, he looks a little like him, but he sounds like Willie. But that was pretty good. And I'm sitting here going, okay, wait a minute. This kid up here's not but 35.
Yeah.
Willie's 90.
He ain't getting no inheritance no time soon.
You know, you're sitting here going, well, ain't old Willie having kids at 65?
Ooh, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't do the arithmetic on that. A few months later, 1981, this would also reach number one as Hank Jr. was releasing that. The Oak Ridge Boys would come out, and America would hum along with this, and they're still doing it today.
Elvira.
My heart's on fire. Stay away. You can't help but sing with that song every time you hear it.
Bop,
Oh, my. Hi-ho, Silver. Y'all know the song. If you hadn't heard it, look that up. You'll have a blast with it.
Yeah.
As we go back to 1987, Bruce Willis would be in this big TV show. And she was really an attractive girl at the time. I have no idea what she looks like now or where she went.
I
Have you
saw
heard her?
a picture, but yeah, she doesn't look anything like she.
Sybil Shepherd, Moonlighting. Do y'all remember that TV show? The cover of TV Guide. 80. I was graduating high school, and I promise you that seems not that long ago, but it's been many a year, hasn't it?
It's been a while.
1992, the mullet would come to light.
Oh, yeah.
He would be responsible later for one of probably the biggest TV stars, singers there ever was, but it would start in the flatwoods of Kentucky. And I remember when they shot the video, the place was packed, and they were going, who is this guy, and how did all these people show up to sing this song? Where he come from, he was like a regional hit, and when it hit radio, it went everywhere. My achy, breaky heart took number one on this date back in 1992.
Then it was a long time before he got anything else.
You know, in reality, it really wasn't but about 3 songs. Could have been Me. Some gave all, some gave some, some gave some gave all. He had some minor hits, but Achy Breaky being it.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say this, I've met, he gets, when I tell you this man is picked on, was not the word for it within the industry. They picked on him bad. I mean, bad. But he always smiled and done whatever. Now,
maybe that's what happened to Miley.
I don't know. I remember a road manager saying that he would often, I guess Billy Ray let things go on his bus that I don't know whether he partook of it or not, but that smell that we've noticed in Meridian that sometimes at red lights is very strong.
You talking about the glaucoma medication?
That glaucoma medicine. He said, I went on his tour bus 3 or 4 times, and he said that the smell would be so thick. And he said, Billy Ray was riding with me one day, and he goes, would you mind not smoking? And he said, I was rather ugly. He goes, it was kind of like that scene from, what's his name? The movie, The Fugitive. Remember we were talking about the cigar?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
he put it out. And he goes, I wasn't putting it out after I'd been on his bus after that. Just thought you might want to know that little tidbit of history. 2007. Do you remember this guy, Good Directions? His career
Oh, yeah.
took a left-hand turn after he was really, really rude to an elderly couple on the water. After that, I never heard from him again.
You don't hear
it damaged him. If you're rude and ugly to people, and remember Good Direction from Billy Currington? Yeah, he fell off the face of the earth.
He did. Now that because I hadn't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, I hadn't either. But just always respect the elderly. Do what you can to be nice. Sometimes you don't agree with what everybody tells you, but be nice about it.
Yeah.
All right, we got more coming up as we begin this morning. Already 7:46. Good morning to you.
Golly.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
The precast.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn.
Hey, look I pushed a button. Well, look, do not let anything happen to Scotty Ray, because we'll have to really have a whole crew up in here. But welcome back. Appreciate y'all staying with us on this wonderful Thursday morning. And we got David. He's with the Wesley House, but he's also with another group that is the Bikers United for Children. And we hear about this group a lot during Christmas because of what the bikers in our area do for the kids and the toys. But here we are at the end of May, and we've got Bikers United for Children on here. And our other camera's not working, but we've got Casey Randall with us by voice on the other side of the studio. So what are y'all doing this early in the year? What do y'all have going on now that we need the public to help with?
Well, the cool thing is the bikers are doing a food run actually for us to help support our food pantry and help feed folks in the food pantry. So it's a different type of a run for the bikers, because when they typically at Christmas, they all line up and then they parade through town. In this case, we've enlisted the help of a number of the local independent grocers, Piggly Wiggly out in Collinsville, Pilgrims in DeKalb, Big G in Decatur, Piggly Wiggly in Stonewall, Val's in Philadelphia, and even our local Val's Cash Saver. And so they'll gather at the College Park Methodist Church, and then they have a free run from there. They can go to any one of those, and they'll have a list of items that we may need, or they can simply purchase what they'd like. And then we have boxes in each of those stores that they can leave those things there. Kind of hard to take groceries on a motorcycle. Yeah. And so then they'll return with the receipt, and that enters them for a drawing for the prize, grand prize, and some things that we have going with that. So it's an awesome way to they're helping the community with food. They're helping the area businesses as well with the business that we give out. So it's just a good thing.
It is great, and I'm kind of partial. I help with y'all a little bit, and that's my church, College Park Global Methodist, is where I go to. So I see the good work that y'all do year after year. And I remember I actually had Scotty Ray with me that one time. We were in one of the meetings for the children with the Christmas gifts.
Right.
And somebody said, look, we're only doing this once a year. What else can we do? And you said, well, our food pantry is always a little shy at the Wesley House. And you're talking about an agency that does so much good. And right then, there was no hesitation. It was, well, then that's what we need to do as well. So let's do two things a year. We're going to do the toys for the kids during Christmas. And now they've come up with this food drive to help Wesley House once a year. And not only the bikers going out and collecting food, but how can all of our listeners out there, our watchers, how can they participate?
Well, yeah, the cool thing with this is that it's not just you don't have to be a biker. You don't have to ride a bike to come and do this. You can simply go to your local store and deposit some food in the bin, and you're helping us out. If you want to participate with the drawings and what they have for some prizes, you can bring your receipts back to College Park it'll be on June 8th. And they're at College Park, and turn in those receipts, and you can get entered. And Casey, you've got an idea of some of the prizes that we've got available.
Yes. So our grand prize is at the casino. It's a night, a room for a night, dinner for two, and then our our follow-up prize is 2 tickets to see Wayne Newton, along with a dinner to Amore for the evening.
Oh, I mean, now this isn't anything shabby.
No, they do it upright.
And I spend $20 on some food, something extra. We're going to the grocery stores anyway, and go ahead and throw some extra cans in there. And the boxes are there now, aren't they?
The boxes are in the stores.
So you don't have to wait till the 8th. You can do that every time you go in.
When you go into the stores. Yep.
Man, that is great. And what these bikers do. And if you want to donate to this cause, this is to the Wesley House. It is a tax-deductible donation. The food drive is to help get food, but they can also use monetary donations.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, and you can send that to us at P.O. Box 1207 here in Meridian, 39301.
39301, and help out. You're down there on 9th Avenue and 15th Street. Is that?
8th
Avenue and 15th Street. So go by and help them. June 8th is when this is all going to take place. What time is the riders going to be at College Park?
The 10 o'clock, they start to get registered. 11 o'clock, kickstands up. Last bike in by 3 o'clock. And the drawing and prizes will be... But you don't have to be present to win either.
That's even
It's
better.
a win-win situation.
So come down June 8th, College Park Methodist Church. They're on Highway 19 North, across the street from MSU. June 8th, 10 o'clock, everybody's going to start getting there registering. 11 o'clock, kickstands up. And anytime between then and 3, bring your receipt in where you have bought something that day. Or if you don't really care about coming down there, you're going to the grocery store today at one of those grocers that you had mentioned, and they've got a box set up to accept those donations. Man, we appreciate everything that y'all do and everything that Wesley House does with the Bikers United for Children. Casey, you're big with the bikers and what y'all do year after year with these children. And it's not going to be long. You'll be back for the bikers. And what year is this that the bikers help with the Christmas gifts?
14th.
14. That's
14 years they've been doing.
Well, y'all come out and help Bikers United for Children, help Wesley House, feed the community. And look, this is a great way to make you feel good, make Jesus proud to see you doing a good thing. and we just enjoy everything y'all do. So y'all stick with us. We'll be right back. We got some more show left.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. And welcome back. Again, my apologies for the technical difficulties we've had this morning. Sometimes it just can't be avoided, and well, today was part of that. We do appreciate you being with us as we go around to some more things that happened yesterday. An accident happened yesterday morning in Marion. As the show was ending, we got word that an accident with injuries had happened. I went over and the chief was there, Chief Randall Davis. And as we cut to this, let me show you some of the pictures from this accident that we had here. This was on Lauderdale Road, not far from the four-way intersection, or the intersection of Highway 45 where Lauderdale comes down. And as we look at this, Metro Ambulance was on scene. We did have some kids who were in the car. It was no serious injuries, but still the same. That was a good lick.
It shook them up, yeah.
Sure did. We got one car off in the ditch. Of course, the mayor was on the scene as we were there. There he is.
Man, he's everywhere. That's an active mayor.
And as you'll see here, this is the car that's off in the ditch, and this is the other car that was hit from behind, and it spun it into somebody's yard as we look at that. I'm telling you, the chief was on it. They were on that. And at the end of the day, it was no serious injuries. But still, if you're involved in any of this, it's tough to go through an accident. So we think of them. Now, I was by Massey Supermart Auto Sales yesterday afternoon, and I stopped and had a little chat with them while they were there. There was a little fender bender, you might say, there. With a slight argument in the beginning there. Okay, it was a little loud.
I bet you could hear that one, couldn't you?
Yes, sir, you could. They were arguing a little bit there as we go here. Let me pull this up and show you the incident that happened here. As you can see, another rear end. And this happens a lot. But that was a pretty good lick there. And again, most likely on a situation like this, you might have another total car. We have several of these that happen around town. Knocked up.
Your bumper laying there.
No. Or your empty spare.
I was thinking to say that knocked a tire all the way off the rim.
It gone. But that was the situation that happened there yesterday in front of Massey. Held up traffic. That right lane was blocked there for a little while. Billy came out from the police department. He was on scene. At the end,
everybody's okay.
Yeah. Also, 8th Street yesterday morning, we had smoke boiling out, and somebody said, there's a fire. The Meridian Fire Department showed up on scene, and only there was a fire, but it wasn't as big as it looked as we go here to take a look here. This was a tire that was on fire inside the store. Abandoned building. How that caught on fire, we don't know.
I guess whoever thought it was going to keep them warm, if they light that up, and that tire puts off some very thick, black, toxic smoke.
It does.
Man,
I had to call Odie. Debbie was out of town and is normally my guide when my GPS does not work right. And I called Odie. I said, Odie, I got to have some help. He said, what? I said, have you ever heard of a road? Because I was thinking Marion, Lauderdale Road. Where is that at? I got a text that said, hey, you ought to come up to Lazilla Road. And it's not here. But it was in Lauderdale, Mississippi. Somebody lost their boat, Odie. As we pull this up, here's what hit the boat, what happened to it.
Ow.
Look at that. I mean, that's probably, I'm going to go on a limb and say totaled out also.
Yeah.
That's a closer look at that. I mean, knock the tires clean off of it. As we'll go up the road here, here's the boat, what's left of it. And if you'll see, way back here is that. He coasted on up here without any tires on the back of the boat.
So the boat's still on the trailer.
Yeah. But I don't know if I've got a close enough picture. This entire side of the boat, right through there, gone. That's where it came in contact with it. All that area there is gone.
So he pulled out, the boat pulled out? Well,
was
not
pulling
the boat,
out on the highway.
It was pulling the boat.
Yeah. And wham. Their trip to Pickwick, Odie, ended very quickly. They didn't get to go on the fishing trip. I think it was a group of them going. Hate it happened. They were from the Hattiesburg area, passing through our town, and well, it does happen there. So we hate it did, but things like that. And just be extra cautious as we get into these summer months. There's more people on the road, without a doubt. Let's see here. We've got Shad White's been busy again, and we've got another one.
Shad going with it.
We've got another one to share this week on Shad also. Let's take a look here as we pull this up from Shad White office. The former Rankin County tax collector has pled guilty. You want to take a guess what it was?
Embezzlement.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head there. $36,583.47 was a piece of paper that was served that said, you got to come up with it.
Ow. No
Can't
wonder
do that.
his eyes are that big.
Mine
would be too.
You're going to get caught, no matter how small.
Yeah.
You may get away with it for a little while, but it comes back. Shad White's office is, they just really push the envelope, and they come after that. Don't forget, we want to remind you that we've got the State Games of Mississippi. The ceremony will be coming up Friday night.
That's right. Fireworks, fun, all the teams coming in and doing their march. It's going to be a great evening.
6 p.m. downtown Meridian. If you can make it out, we'd love to have you a part of that celebration. We'll have some folks dropping by tomorrow morning also to talk about that. That's up and coming tomorrow. Also, this is a big deal. Went last year. It was a political season last year now, so it was a lot more people out politicking. But it's going to be a big event, and it returns.
Well, that's coming this weekend.
It sure is.
June 1st, Saturday, Faith Baptist Church 5050, Highway 19 North. Cruise in for the kids, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Big car show. So I hope you can come out, take advantage of this, and take a look at everything that is going to be there. It was fun last year, and we'd love to see you there again this year. Odie, we're getting near the end here. We need to do some birthdays to give away this big coffee mug here from the fine folks at Hyundai of Meridian.
We do have some. Pierce Clark from Philadelphia. Y'all see Pierce today. Wish him a happy birthday. Chief Deborah Young having a birthday
you are
today.
Kidding me.
Happy birthday.
Hope it's a good one. If y'all have cake, invite me and Odie.
Yeah, we'd love to come eat cake.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Ooh. Man. Well, you know, we had pizza at the sheriff's birthday. And,
Sure did.
And
Newton.
Newton. Man.
Over Jody's.
Yeah, Jody took care of us. Henry Massey's got a birthday. Marissa Combs having a birthday today. Benny Beck, 63 years old today. Dorothy Espy, 68 years young today. And Dolores Davis is having a birthday. So we're going to go right over here and mash that button and mash that button. And if we missed it, we're sorry. That I think we got everybody's birthday. We sure hope. If not, send us a message. We'll get it on there tomorrow.
Right.
And let's see who we got. We've got Dolores Davis. Happy birthday today. And you are the winner of the Scotty Ray Report Hyundai of Meridian coffee mug. Go by Hyundai of Meridian, Highway 39 North in the big silver building. And get your cup. And at the same time, look at the cars that they've got out there and test drive one. And I'm sure they've got one that will fit your wants.
Absolutely. As we look, I want to bring this up. We talked about this making national news yesterday, where the family in Jackson, Mississippi had pulled up in the yard and they were carjacked. They pulled a gun, shot at them.
Sure did. While they were walking up, wasn't it?
Right, and it ended up being they were trying to take one car, and the mother, and she had her children there and her grandchildren there, and she throws them keys to her car, and they left in that. The police would find the car about 40 minutes later. Now, here's what I don't understand, Odie, and I don't want anybody to take me wrong on this. The lady comes out, she goes, I'm traumatized by this, and I'm moving. I'm not staying here. I don't know where she's going to move. She got her car back 40 minutes later. They have started a GoFundMe trying to raise $11,000 for them. Why, though? If you move, that's your decision. I don't see where asking for donations for this. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. And there are so many ways to be anonymous.
But why?
Why is the community having to help? Because the community as a whole, there's so many people out there that think it's the government's supposed to take care of you, or the people are supposed to take care of you. They're not going to do it themselves.
They've raised $785 of the $11,000, whoever this is that started it. But I don't understand the need. Now, their home was not destroyed. They got their car back, and I'm sure it's traumatizing.
There's no need. There's a want. There's
right.
no need there.
But so you feel the same way I am on this, of there should be a need before you ask the public for money. Am I?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I really think when there's a need, the public could stand up and help out, not the government. The government shouldn't help in a need or want.
And nobody was hurt here. It wasn't like there was someone injured in this, that they had to be taken to the hospital for out-of-pocket expenses. It was just, it shook them up. And I hate to be that guy, but I feel like somebody should say, why are we doing this? Just my question there.
How did we get in this shape? Vote. So many people now are, you can take this as you want to, you're voting because of a free check that you're getting. You're not voting for what should be going on. The government should not be sending checks out for people to live on.
Right.
Now, they should be taking care of us in the way of providing our needs, our protection, and a way to have businesses come in and hire people to work for them. But yet the Democrat Party started destroying factories and businesses with NAFTA.
They did. This particular situation, I don't even see the government involved with it. It's just someone wanting to do a fundraiser for somebody that I don't see the need. If y'all look at me as being bad, please tell me that I'm wrong on this. They weren't hurt. They got their car back.
I mean, I guess if you want to give. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Right.
I guess that's a good thing.
I just
that the government's
feel that
not doing it.
when you ask for help, that there should be a
need.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a want.
All right. I'm off my soapbox. Feel better.
I mean, I'm with you.
Okay. All right.
And then if you really want to help somebody, go give them the money.
15% of that goes to GoFundMe off the top.
Yeah, period. So they're not getting everything you're giving them. If you really want to help that family, go do it. There's so many ways that you can contact 911, the police department, the sheriff's department, law enforcement, that will keep you anonymous. You really want to make the place safe? Then call in and report who's doing all this criminal activity. They're not going to find out who you are. Until you clean the streets up, this is what you get. Until you start voting in people who's going to get rid of the ACLU, who's controlling our courts, this is what you're going to get.
But I just feel, when you ask, I just feel like it stops people from giving later when there is a real need of someone's injured. They can't make their house up because they're injured. This is somebody that just went through a traumatizing situation. Okay.
And I pray for them, because I really do. I pray that the Lord takes care of you and hits that, because that is traumatizing. But don't give up your life and your home for that.
Good luck. Hope you get a new place there.
Yeah.
All right. We need to lead with a Bible verse this morning. Have you picked something out for us?
Well, yeah, we're going to go to Psalms 119, verse 105. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. He will lead our way. And if there's a obstacle in our life, whatever we're going through in our life, if we need some guidance, the Lord Jesus Christ is who we can turn to. And he will light our path and show us the way that he wants us to go. May not be the easiest way, but he'll give us the light for that path. Well, we appreciate y'all sticking with us. And, hey, we're going to come to you one way or another. Scotty Ray, I came in and he was devastated.
Devastated is an understatement.
But we're going to work on it. Scotty Ray's going to be paying attention to see if anything comes out of the Trump trial today, and if anything comes out of it, he's going to be putting it out there to make sure that you all know what's going on. We appreciate y'all being with us. We'll look forward to being with y'all Friday. Remember, tomorrow's Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. So not just us wearing red, y'all join us and y'all wear red, and wear red to work and while you're out and about. Till then, we'll see you in about 23 hours. Have a great day. We love you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.